Goal setting has been a fundamental part of my business now for the last 3 years at least, to really be able to set goals that I can achieve and I smash out the park. Now, I have a pretty big process for this, me personally, but one thing I've been teaching a lot of agents recently is SMART goals, and you might have heard of these before, but today we're going to break down exactly what that is and how you can implement it into your business. What's up guys, Louis here. SMART goals have been around for a while now, and it's a really easy way of kind of figuring out how to do some goal setting either on a short or long-term basis. You know, I typically do a lot of vision boards. I probably take about a week to do all my goals for the year and all that kind of jazz. I put a lot of time into this process. But if you're just kind of getting into this space, or maybe you're just getting into real estate, whatever, and you just want to start setting some goals to push towards, then SMART goals is the best way to do it for me, I believe. So SMART, it's just an acronym, stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. So let's break that down, talk about what they all mean, and then you can go away and do all this yourself. So the first one, the S in SMART, is specific. So specific is huge for me. You know, it's like if you can't see what you're trying to get to, you can't stay on that path. It's impossible. So the more specific you get with your goal, the more attainable it's going to be, because you can measure it and track it, which we're going to get to in a little bit here. So the fundamental questions you want to ask for this part of it, for a specific goal, is who, what, where, when, and why. That's the questions that you want to ask yourself. So say your goal for the year is, okay, I want to make $100,000 this year in commission. Okay, well, let's break that down. Okay, who wants to make it? I want to make it. What do I want to make? I want to make $100,000. Where do I want to make it? I want to make it working in my neighborhood or whatever city that you do it in. When do I want to do it? I want to do it by December 31st, whatever. Why do I want to do it? And this is the big one. You can't skip on this one. You can't just be like, oh, I want to do it because I want money. Like that's not it. You have to get more specific with this. You have to drill down on this. Okay, why do I want it? Well, because I want to give my kids a life I never thought I'd be able to give them before. Or I want to take my wife on a trip to this place. Or I want to get out of debt. Or I want to specifically drill down why you want to do this. Okay, because you can just pick goals out of mid-air and they're just make-believe and whatever, but until you specify these questions, then they're never going to actually come true. So that is specific. The next one is measurable, and this is a great one, especially for what we do in real estate, because you can measure it very, very easily. So say I want to make $100,000. Okay, how am I going to measure that? Well, let's take the average price point of the market that you work in. Okay, then let's divide $100,000 in commission by whatever that is. So say that's 10 houses, or say that's 12 houses. Well, if it's 12 houses to make $100,000, then I need to sell one home every month. Measurable, very, very easy. Now I can track this easily. So every month, have I sold a home? No, I didn't sell one in January. Oh man, okay. All right, well, I need to get back on track. February, I sold 2 homes. Okay, boom, I'm back on track. March was quiet. But April I sold 3 homes, and you can start to track this as you go along. So, you can know every single month and quarter as you go through this if you're on track to hit this goal or not. And because it's measurable, it's way more clearer for you to see what gets measured gets made. So if I can see that I'm on track, I'm like, cool, let's just keep on doing this work. If I'm not on track, okay, what do I need to do to pivot towards getting to this? If I'm blowing it out of the water, okay, well, maybe this goal needs to change a little bit. So measuring things is huge for your accountability to yourself. Okay, the next one is attainable. Attainable is a really cool one. You're kind of walking the fine line at this point, right? You want to get out your comfort zone with your goals, but you also want to make it not so cuckoo land that you're never going to do it. So in your first year in real estate, it's not going to be, hey, I want to make $1 million in commission. Chances are that's not going to happen. Okay, I'm sure there's a few exceptions of you out there, but chances are that's not going to happen. So, if you look at the value price in your own marketplace, and 100,000 is an attainable number, people who have done it in the first year, that's doable within the brokerage that you're in, with the commission splits, all that good stuff. You're like, okay, 100 grand is doable. Okay, well, let's maybe bump it to 120. Just put a little extra on there, It's attainable, but it's also going to stretch you. So think about that. What does this goal look like? If it's too easy, it's not really a goal, right? Goals are all about pushing yourself towards something better. You want to better yourself every time you set goals. So make it attainable, but also make it a little bit over that line, on the other side of fear, on the other side of hard work to get there. Okay, the next one is relevant. You know, this kind of is similar to the why, you know, why am I doing this? But the relevancy of the goal is huge. Again, if I want to make $100,000 this year because I want to take my wife and kids on a trip, I want to take them to Hawaii for Christmas, then I've got a goal that I'm working towards. I'm not going to lose motivation. I'm not going to lose steam. You know, I've got a picture of Hawaii up there on my wall with, you know, a picture of my wife and kids next to it. So this goal, this thing that's driving me towards that number is always there. And this is the relevant part of it. You know, if you don't have any why behind why you're doing it, or a relevant, you know, reason to be getting towards this number, again, losing motivation is very, very common. How many people do you know who set goals and just don't achieve them because they run out of steam, or they miss the first couple of weeks and they're like, well, I missed the first couple of weeks. It's fine. I've still got 11 months left. Okay, 2 months go by. I've still got 10 months left. So it goes, and on and on and on and on. And, you know, this is where all this kind of comes together, you know, the measurable part of it as well. It's going to keep you accountable to this relevant goal. So making that number or making that goal, whatever it is, at the end of the year or the end of the quarter or whatever this is going to be for, is huge to stay accountable and to make sure you have a reason for what you're doing. And the last one here, the T, is time bound. Putting a time on a goal. This is massive. And it's actually one of the reasons I don't really subscribe to yearly goals as a single entity. I do yearly goals, but then I break them down. So a lot of people do like a yearly goal or a vision, and then that's just their thing. The problem is you have 365 days until you can either realize those goals or that's when the deadline is. That's a long time away. It's really not, but if you're looking at it like that, it is. You've got a year to make $100,000. Oh, easy, no problem at all. Time starts creeping on, and that slowly starts to decompress because you haven't been focused on it. So for me personally, what I do is I break my goals down into quarters. So I'll take that yearly game that I'm playing, I'll break it into quarters, and then what I'll do with the quarters is break it down into months. So now I'm working to month deadlines. So every single month for me, I have a goal that I'm striving towards hitting. Boom, boom, boom. And by the end of the 3 months, I should have hit that quarter goal, okay, for Q1. Okay, my next quarter, what's the goal here to get me closer? Okay, bum, 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 3 months. And I keep working on that strategy. And then that gets me all the way towards the end of the year without losing focus because I've been time bound. So I break this down a lot of times into weeks as well and days and stuff like that. Now, if you haven't read the book, The 12-Week Year, I would highly, highly, highly recommend doing that. I also have a video with Mike Sherrard that I break down right here, talking about this entire setup and system, and it has a Trello board download and all that good stuff that you can do, but it's a really big piece of the puzzle for sure. So SMART goals, guys, are really, really great. And again, it doesn't have to be a year. This could be like a week, it could be a month, it could be a project, it could be whatever, but setting goals this way is proven to be statistically successful with people who do it. So again, the SMART: S for specific, M for measurable, A for attainable, R for relevant, and T for time bound. That is SMART goals. If you haven't worked with goals before, start here. This is going to set you right. Read the 12-Week Year, read some other books about it, but if you start there, even just for this week or month, that's where it starts. So check them out. Let me know what your goals are in the comments below, and we will see you on the next one.